Hello, Steve at 9. We have an update with the Texas elementary school massacre. Basically, there's a lot of criticism coming out about the police and how they handled it. Now, some people would say that the police are really just there to protect the government and businesses and punish civilians and has no concern with protecting us. And some people may have had that experience personally where they actually don't believe the police are actually there to protect us, but just there to punish and protect the government and businesses, particularly when it comes to people of colour and minorities. Now, I'm not saying that, of course, but allegedly, supposedly, that's what is happening. And this was evident in how they dealt with this situation. Now, the official word was that a officer with a gun that was armed, who was on the campus, intervened, but still didn't stop the mass shooter from entering the building. And then the police massed outside and then went in and took the shooter out. That was the story. Now, there are rumours that he killed himself, but that is not confirmed either way. And the criticism is, people believe, and are saying, I'm not saying, of course, me personally, I wasn't there, that the police did nothing for an hour outside the building. Basically, they were 3 minutes travel away because the station is a kilometre from the school, but they took 14 minutes to get there. And once they got there, they didn't intervene with the officer, with the lone shooter, gunman, whatever you want to call them, mass shooter, who was outside of the building at that time. They didn't stop him going in. They didn't intervene. He got in, and once he got in, they wouldn't go in because they were more concerned for their safety and making sure the situation was safe for them to go in, think of themselves first, thinking of themselves first. That seemed to be what they were saying, and the policy is to put themselves first. And they basically waited outside while children were killed inside and didn't do anything for an hour, even while there were parents begging and demanding them do something. Instead of doing something, allegedly they just harassed and arrest the parents who were demanding they go in and intervene and do something. And the excuse for why they didn't was they needed to make sure the situation was safe for them to enter, because they obviously cared more about themselves and their safety than the children. That's the criticism, that's what people are saying. And it's true that people actually snuck in. There were parents who got around the police and broke into the school and saved their own children and brought people out, because there are rooms that were locked down with children and teachers in them. It's not like the school was evacuated and only the classes that the gunman had attacked were full. There were classes full of kids who were locked down who couldn't get out and were in danger because the gunman could just walk around and start shooting anywhere in the building. But this allegedly didn't motivate the police to do anything in that hour. And the allegation really is that they waited until he shot himself and then went in. But they're saying they went in and actually took him out. But there's some doubt there that that's the way it went, but I don't know. And it's not clear yet exactly what happened because the story is changing. The police have changed their story at least once. So I'm very disappointed. I'm very angry. I was just watching an interview with a very young medic who arrived on the scene to find out from the girl he was tending to that his daughter, her friend, had been killed. And it's easy to just be, it's another shooting in America. But when you see the faces, when you see the people, and you're reminded, that there are people, it does upset you, and it's hard to not see the tragedy of it. And I was crying, and I'm glad I found another story to talk about to distract me from it for a minute. It's just the police department need to change, because they should be there to protect the public, not what they're accused of doing and running, and what how they originated, how they function, is being criticised, and I really think they need to change. And it's just really alarming and upsetting. And I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Of course, there's going to be a lot of police officers who say, they're heroes and everyone, is criticising them and they're all wrong, and members of the police force and family members will, defend them and say how great they are. But if any of this is true, they're not doing their job as we see it. Maybe it's the job as they see it and it's actually defined, but they're not protecting us. It doesn't feel like that. So, and we have similar issues in Australia with how the police force runs, as far as I'm aware. So, yeah, it's disappointing, it's upsetting, it's worrying, and it needs to change. I'm going to go. Thanks. Bye.